Good morning.
Hi, Sunny. Good afternoon. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sunny?
No, it's Sana.
Sana. Okay. Good afternoon, Sana.
Good afternoon.
Ano, are those the same people from your class?
All right.
Yes. Okay. What did you just answer?
All right. I'm going to mute everyone. I'm going to ask you that you only unmute when you're acknowledged. So I gave you the power to unmute, but only asking you to do so only if you're acknowledged for a smooth presentation today. So thank you, guys. All right. So I think we can get started. It's 2:03. I welcome you all to Mantock's Guide Grade 4 program. So I'm going to take you through a little presentation orienting you to our website, our platform. You're very new. You weren't in any of the previous grades before. So we're going to take our time with you to ensure that you're fully up to date with our program. And we thank you for putting confidence in us that we can assist you in preparing for the PEP exams in grade 4. Before I do so, I'll allow Mrs. Wedderburn, who is one of our grade 4 teachers, to give you a little introduction and background about herself and let her tell you a little bit about the grade 4 program before I go into the full orientation discussion. So Mrs. Wedderburn rather, sorry, please go ahead.
Welcome again, students and parents, I suppose, if you're here. We're so happy to have you here. I am Mrs. Wedderburn, as Jillian said earlier, and I will be your language arts and social studies teacher. I have been teaching for over 13 years, and I'm looking forward to another great year and meeting you all online. For the program itself, there is 4 subjects at grade 4, language arts, social studies on Saturdays at 2 to 4, and science and math on Sundays at 4 to 6, and that would be with Mrs. Jackson Walters. So what we do, we each class, individual class, we have a lesson that is being taught, and we follow the curriculum guide of the government. This is somewhat more of an extra class for you, and so we try to give you as much as possible for you to learn, and sometimes things outside of the box as well, to prepare you for PEP grade 4, and which will transition to 5 and 6. So after the lesson is taught, a worksheet is done based on the lesson. And first, let me implore you all, based on the previous class or classes, children or students who do the worksheets, do the lessons, they tend to do very well, or I should say much better than those who do not. So I'm encouraging you to make sure that you do the lessons and worksheets that are done each week. I'm going to ask you all to give of your best, be your best, demonstrate self-respect and value learning. And I also promise that I will work hard for you. I will encourage you to learn, and I will also give of my best. So that's pretty much the program for grade 4 in a nutshell. Jillian will give you a lot more where that is concerned, but I am really passionate about teaching, and I am looking forward to welcome you home, or I should say into my house, each Saturday 2 to 4. And those are my few words. And I know you're capable. I should let you know you're capable of amazing things. And we here at Mantock's Guide. You're surrounded by persons who deeply or care deeply about each of you, and we have a passion for helping you to reach your potential, and we wholeheartedly believe in you every day and always. So remember to do your best always, and we're here for you. Over to you, Jillian.
All right. Thank you so much for that background, Mrs. Wedderburn. If Mrs. Mantock is on, I believe, I'll ask if she would like to say a few words before I start my presentation also. So Mrs. Mantock, are you available? If not, I can wait. I can ask you to speak a little bit later on. So Mrs. Mantock, if you're available, let me know and I will allow you to talk first. If not, I'll just go into the presentation. For some reason, I can't see my screen anymore. All right, so one second. Here it is. Here, Mrs. Mantock is. Go ahead, Mrs. Mantock.
Good afternoon, grade 4, and welcome to this year's grade 4 program. It is good to have you as a part of our team to work with, and I trust we'll be able to satisfy all your needs to bring you to the level that you are expecting, and hope we'll be able to provide all the things that you are looking forward to on Mantock's Guide. We have very good and capable grade 4 teachers. They have done well with the set in the last sitting of grade 4, and I'm sure they will continue to do their best and give even more this year. Miss Wedderburn is a wonderful lady, a very loving, kind teacher. She is very creative and innovative, and she will find all the ways to get across the lesson to you. So I can assure you that with her, you are in good hands, and the same for Miss Jackson, that the other Miss Jackson that will be teaching the science and the mathematics. So welcome again, and you are in good hands, and we are hoping to have a very productive and wonderful year with you and your parents. All right, grade 4? Thanks for coming, and thanks for choosing us.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mantock. Just to make it very clear, I am Miss Jackson. I am not Mrs. Jackson, who teaches grade 4. So I am not grade 4 teacher. Mrs. Jackson Walters, you will meet her tomorrow at 4 p.m. So you can be formally introduced to her. We'll have a little mini orientation with her tomorrow afternoon at 4 before we start a grade 4 program on Sunday. So welcome again to everyone. I'm gonna ask that if you have questions, we have a number of teachers in the chat who can assist you with your questions, or you can raise your hand and I will acknowledge you and ask you to unmute and ask your question when I've reached to that section of the presentation. But most of your questions should be answered throughout the presentation. So I'm just gonna ask you to allow for the presentation to finish. And if you have questions, and parents and students can ask questions. So feel free to go ahead and unmute when I acknowledge you and ask your question, or you can type it in the chat if you are very anxious to get the answer. All right, hopefully you're seeing my screen now. The theme of this orientation is transitioning to e-learning the Mantock's Guide way. So many of you may have been in online school or in-person school, or a blended combination, as COVID has caused us to be. So you might already be quite familiar with how to do school online. Our program is probably a little bit different from what you're doing if you are in an online program already, based on the technology that we're using, and we're always looking to improve it and always looking to get better at it. So the program that you're actually signed up to is not just class. You're not just coming for class. That's one part of the program. The other part is the online platform, which has a lot to offer in addition to the classes. So yes, you can come to the class and you'll get something out of it, but you really, as Mrs. Wedderburn said, you really get the full benefits of our program if you are engaged and doing the work on the portal that we put up for you. And I'll tell you about that at a later time in this presentation. So I will take you through an introduction of the Mantock's Guide program and team, talk to you a little bit about adapting to online learning and what we expect of both parents, students, and what we will commit to as teachers, and a little bit of housekeeping at the end. And as I said, if you have questions, feel free to type them. Someone will be assisting to answer them in the chat. All right, so Mantock's Guide, as you know, it's a virtual program. We have classes online supported by the platform. The pioneer of the program, Mrs. Yuli Mantock, she just spoke to you a while ago. She is an award-winning teacher. She's been teaching for many years. She's been teaching at all levels. She's passionate and committed to preparing students to pass their grade 6, well, it used to be grade 6, but to pass their PEP exams, PEP-related exams. So all levels are being taken care of in the Mantock's Guide program. We have a class for grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. And if you're here, more than likely had passed through one of the other classes or you've heard good things about this program. So we thank you so much for joining us today again. So she's a champion math coach. She's also the author of the social studies text that you would be using in school now. So she's the author of that textbook. She also has a track record of just stellar performance from her students in PEP exams. She had the top boy in Jamaica last year in PEP and top boy the year before in grade 6 PEP as well. So the program and her accomplishments speak for themselves, that you're actually in really great hands in being able to propel you to achieving all of the goals and objectives of the PEP exam, understanding the goals and objectives and being able to deliver and perform on them. So thanks again for choosing us. You're in great hands. And of course, Mrs. Wedderburn and Mrs. Jackson Walters are following in her footsteps and starting you guys off on a good solid foundation so that when you go to grade 5 and Mrs. Mantock will be teaching that program, that you will have a great foundation to get going there. Again, this is the Mantock's Guide team. I will introduce, well, most of them are online here. You met Mrs. Mantock already. I am Miss Jackson, right here in the blue. I'm the program director. I am behind the scenes with the WhatsApp and the emails and stuff like that. And I am the one that is corresponding with you typically. And I'm the one that does your payments and everything like that. So I'm kind of behind the scenes in the program. You have to go before 3 o'clock. Go now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, so I was saying, yeah, so this is Mr. Mantock. Mr. Mantock, I don't know if you want to just come since you were right here. He was talking to me a while ago. He's right here. I'll let you talk to you and introduce himself. He is the IT, you have to come closer.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Mantock. So I am the technical person behind the scenes who does the website and make sure you guys can do your work online. And we are actually upgrading the platform in August. So you can look up for some exciting things coming your way soon. All right.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mantock. He's being modest. He's actually a technical genius. He was the one who designed the website, designed the portal, and I'll tell you, you'll be able to see a little bit more about what I'm talking about. It's kind of abstract now, but he is really brilliant at understanding, and he does a lot of research as to what students will find interesting, and he reads up on what other platforms are like and ones that are successful. So you're in really good hands, and we're always looking to improve. So we take your feedback, and if you have any, we'll accept your feedback and we'll be able to use it to try and build a better program. This is just where you are in year 2. We've been online for 1 year, but Mrs. Mantock has been teaching in person for years before that, and the other teachers as well. So we are constantly trying to improve and constantly trying to get the program in to meet the needs and the feedback that we've gotten. So thank you. If you are one of those who like to provide feedback, we welcome it. All right, so sorry, that was Mr. Mantock. Miss Mantock, I think she's also online. I don't know if she wants to unmute, if she's available to unmute. She teaches grade 5 and grade 6 science. So when you move on to grade 5 and grade 6, she will be the ones that that will be teaching you there, but she also supports the program in terms of all the lessons and worksheets and things that are published. She's behind the scenes with that. This is Miss Lewis. She may contact you in regards to payments every now and then, but she's the one that processes all our payments and helps in that regard. So if you hear from, you might hear from her if there's something that she needs to clarify or something like that. And this is Mr. Strawn. He's the one that is putting up all the recordings and stuff on the website when class is over. So very important role. We put up every class that we teach, it is recorded and you can go back and access it, which is awesome for our program. So he's the one that's kind of behind the scenes with that. And Mrs. Wedderburn, she spoke with you earlier, you know all about her. And this is Mrs. Jackson Walters. She's our other grade 4 teacher, who you will meet tomorrow. So Mantock's Guide is supported by a diverse team of different persons with different backgrounds, which bring to you this awesome program. Of course, we have excellent teachers, but behind the scenes, we have accountants, educators, software developers, and content creators to make our presentations and our lessons look really awesome. I'm one of them, so I'm biased, but we do our best to make it as engaging as possible so that the students have something to look forward to when they go online. It's not just a boring presentation. It's actually something that looks a little bit exciting. So we do our best and we're always improving. You can use the raise hand button if you have any questions, and I will take them closer towards the end of this section. This is our new presentation, our new website, MYNTOCK'S.com, where it will be up soon. It's not up yet, and that's what you use to access the portal, the students portal. I don't know if you were able to log in today. If you were not, you can just send us a message in the chat or on WhatsApp if you are not able to log in using the code, because you're going to need that code for the second part of class today. So if you were not able to log in or not able to get your code, please let us know and we'll try to sort it out, because we're actually going to go into a little exercise in the second part of class that you need your login for. Otherwise, well, you would have, if you weren't able to log in, I imagine you're joining directly by the Zoom link, but please try your login code. It should have been emailed to you this morning. Just to give you a little background of how many activities we were able to do. And we were, for grade 4, we're able to do 131 different lessons and 121 different worksheets and tests. And it was really an accomplishment for the students. Mrs. Wedderburn kind of touched on this before. The more lessons and worksheets you were able to do, the better you performed in our tests, which we also put online, and the better you performed overall. So we put the work up during the week after class. We put it up, whatever we teach, we put it up. We ask that you guys log in and do it. Okay, Sana was not able to log in. I'm gonna check on that for you. All right, I'll check on it. So please type to me and let me know that you guys are okay. It's a little bit, as I mentioned, this class is a little bit different. Mrs. Wedderburn will unmute you to talk if you have questions during class, and she'll call on you to answer questions. So you will be able to interact with her. But I want to interact with you too. If you have any questions, let me know and I can unmute you and you can ask the questions later on. Just use the raise hand button and you can be acknowledged to answer questions. And that's how Mrs. Wedderburn will call on you as well. So students, just press the button. Let me make sure that you're paying attention. Press the raise hand button and let me see that you know that it's there. Raise hand. I see you, Amira. I see you, Dominic. I see you, Charles. I see you, who else? Layla. Who else is there? I have Elia. I'm not seeing you. Joanne. Okay, I see Sana, Bridget, Catalea, Rahim, Layla, Taylor Bruce. I see Elia. All right, Amira. I'm not seeing you, Elia. All right, so just keep the mic muted unless you have a question, and you can, all right, I see everyone's hand up, so you can lower your hand unless you have a question. Thanks, guys. Just to, I needed to know that you were there. All right, Sebastian, you have a question? If not, you can lower your hand. All right. So this is a program, Mrs. Wedderburn kind of outlined this. We'll have class Saturdays 2 to 4, Sundays 4 to 6. Sebastian, you had a question? Your hand is still up. And grade 5 is on Saturdays. If you know anyone interested, grade 6, Fridays and Saturdays. So we will have 2 hours Saturdays, 2 hours Sundays. And we'll do language arts and social studies on a Saturday and math and science on a Sunday. All right, guys. So what will you need for our program online? So you'll need a computer, of course, to log in. You'll need an internet connection. That computer can be actually a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. If you do have a tablet, we're recommending either a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse or something that will allow you to type, because we ask that we're going to ask you to provide answers to the questions we're asking in class. And some of those answers have to be typed. So not everybody will be able to unmute and give their answer. And we will track what you type to ensure that you're following and you're answering correctly. So please, if you can, the keyboard is essential in this program. And notice there is no phone on here. There's no phone here. So doing this program on the phone will not give you the full benefits of the program. So you must have one of these devices to get the maximum potential out of the program, because the phone does not display the information, the work. It doesn't display it properly. So you have to get one of those devices if you don't have one already, and download Google Chrome onto the device so that you can properly manage the worksheets and lessons. All right, so Google Chrome is the browser. Kids, if you don't know what Google Chrome is, that's where you put in the website MYNTOCK'S.com. Ask your parent or tell your parents that we need to have Google Chrome on the device. And of course, you need your notebooks for class. So we have language arts and social studies on a Saturday, math and science on a Sunday. So you will need your notebook to come to class, right? And we put up everything that we do in class. We'll put it up on the website for you to be able to complete. After, you can go back through it, you can look through it, you can do the lessons that we put up, and I'll show you what I mean by do the lessons. And you're like, it's a lesson, how do you do it? But how our program works is that the lessons have built-in activities. So that's how the students really absorb the information. We ask them to go through the lesson when we're finished in class and do the activities in the lessons. And the students that do that are the students that perform the best. Again, this is optional, but highly recommended if you do have a tablet, that they need a Bluetooth keyboard and a mouse as well. All right, so for those who were not able to, you log in the website by putting in www.mantocksguide.com in your browser, and then you click the login button. Here's the name of the website at the bottom, and you click the login button at the top. When you get to login, you will see this come up. It asks you for your username and passcode that should have been sent to you. Please, if you have not gotten it, send us a message. Let us know as soon as possible. Try again. We need you to be able to log in to do the rest of the class today. So ensure that you have that taken care of. When you log in, you'll see a button at the top that says live class. And that's how you click, that's how you access the class. It will take you to a Zoom link and ask you to enter your name and an email. So once you do that, you'll be able to join the class just like how you've done today. So back to the different types of activities that we have. So The first one we have, there are lessons. Let me just see if I can log in. Oh. 1 second. So we have lessons. The lessons are what we will take you through in class. And when we go through the lesson, it will be posted on the website. So this is what, when you log in, this is what you will see. So let me take you through this first. When you log in, you'll see a portal that looks like this, and you'll be able to navigate the different sections on the left here. This is what we call the home view. In the home view, you'll be able to see what activities are there for you to do. So when you log in, eventually you're going to see activities up here that say due. That means you have not started them yet. Then you're going to see activities that say in progress. In progress means you started it, but you haven't completed it. So that means you haven't pressed the submit button or you haven't pressed the complete button. So in progress are activities started, not yet completed. And then at the end, you'll have the activities that are actually completed. And for the completed activity, you will see a grade at the bottom right corner. That signals that the lesson or the worksheet was completed, or the test, and it has been graded. So you'll see completed here. That's the home view. And then we also have the schedule view. And on the schedule view, you'll be able to see the activities to be completed in the order or the week or the month that it was posted. So right now we're in July week 1. When you log in, you'll see July week 1, and you'll see the list of activities done by the time that they were to be completed. So you'll have this week's activities, and then next week you'll see a list of activities coming over here. So that's the schedule. So we have the home view where you can also select it by the subject. And then the schedule will allow you to select, look at it. If you want to say, well, what was done this week, you can go to the schedule and it will give you a list of the activities for the week. So 2 different views, but it should take you to the same place. If it's a lesson, it will take you to the same lesson. If it's a worksheet, it will take you to the same worksheet. So the lessons always have a button at the end. When you're finished with it, it will tell you to press the complete button, and the button is at the top right. Let me actually just take you through a lesson so you know what one looks like. Okay, 1 second. The lessons, here's one, sound part 2. This is a science lesson. And so the lessons are what, as I mentioned, what we actually go through in class. So we'll take you through the lesson. The teacher will explain everything that's in the presentation, give you some details, ask you questions, engage you on the content, and then at the very end, or sorry, throughout the lesson or the very end, there will be activities built in that we ask the student to complete. So you just press the next button to go through. So now we've reached an activity in this case. So we select, the student will be asked to read the question and select the answer. There are different types of activities. So this one is multiple choice, but we have different types like fill in the blank. There's drag and drop. There's matching. We have all sorts of different types of activities that are built in the actual lesson that test whether or not they understand the concepts that are being taught. And when you press this, you select the answer, you press the submit button for each question, and it will tell you if your answer is right or wrong. And then when you're at the end, you'll get a page that looks like this that says you've completed the lesson. Press the complete button, which is at the top. And once I press the complete button, I'll get my grade instantly. So the lessons are all graded. So we'll go through it, and then we'll give it to them for them to do on their own to kind of see if they remember the concept and remember what Miss was going through in class, and then they will be graded on their understanding of what the lesson delivered. Then after the lesson is done, we'll put up worksheets. For example, this one here, this is an ability worksheet. You can select your answers in the worksheet. Once you start selecting your answers, they'll populate in the answer grid over to the right. And then you press the arrows to navigate through the different questions. And once you select your answer, it will come up here. You can actually click on a question here and it will take you straight to that question, which is nice. So you can always, if you're in a test, this is how the test will look as well. So if you're in a test and you need to go back to a question, you can always click it and you select your answers and press save as you go through. And then when you're finished, when you're at the end, there is a submit button that you must press for your worksheet to be submitted. Is there a question?
Oh, I have class today.
Yeah, we're going to allow you to go on the website and complete our diagnostic test after the orientation presentation. So ensure that you are able to log in. That will be your first activity for today's class. It's just a simple activity for us to be able to assess what you did in grade 3 and be able to design the program accordingly. So we're going to ask you to do that. So that is going to look like the worksheet that I have up here, but I'll walk you through that, or we'll walk you through that when we reach the end of orientation. So we have that will start at 3 o'clock. Okay, guys. So this is this part of the presentation or part of the class is just for you to understand how the program works. And then we'll actually start the class at 3, where we'll take you through an assessment on the portal. All right, that's a good question, Judith. Do students have an opportunity to do over the responses in the lesson? Yes. So, all right, let me go back to yes, the lessons you can do as many times as you want. The lessons, the worksheets you can do once, but the lessons you can do as many times as you would like. All right. So this is a worksheet. It says you have 20 unanswered questions. So it asks you to make sure that you've completed it before you press the submit button. So if I wanted to go back, I would select yes, but just to show you what happens when I press submit, it will give you the grade instantly. So once you press the submit button on the worksheet, instantly. So all of the lessons and the worksheets are instantly graded. So you'll grade and you must save button doing what the schedule will look like. And this is where you will go to access all the recordings of class. So I mentioned that all the classes are recorded. This is where you would go to get the recording and to watch over the class if you missed it for any reason. And then the lessons are posted after that, and then the worksheets are posted after. Task, we will exercise for them to actually do the task. It's normally writing, something that you have to write in their books first. So the instructions will always say, write the question and answer in your books first, and then come into the website and type your answers. And the difference with this one is that this is graded by the teacher. So the teacher will ask you to submit your performance task, and they normally come with a deadline. So once you submit it before the deadline, the teacher will mark it, go in and mark it. If it's submitted after the deadline, those tasks are not marked. So we'll tell you what the deadline is, and we're giving you the performance task work. And remember to always press save on your work, because anything can happen. So press the save button when you're going through the portal. We also have something called the 90s Club. So the 90s Club is for students who get an average of over 90 when they log into the website and they do the tests that we have. So we'll have tests every term, sometimes more than once a term, but usually it's once a term. We'll have some tests that assess how they're doing and test you in the different subjects that we have. And if you get over 90 on the test, then your avatar, your picture will come up in the 90s Club. So I said avatar, this is what the avatar looks like. So when you log into your portal, students, you can go click on avatar, click your gender, and you can customize what your picture looks like by clicking the face, the eyes, the hair, the clothes, the background, and you can also change the mouth, nose, ears. You can change your eyebrows and your clothes. Everything can be done here, and you can customize the colors. So students have an opportunity to customize and create their own picture. And then that picture is what will come up in the 90s club when we put it up. So these are pictures created from actual students who were in the program last year. They're actually very creative. Their 90s club pictures came up here, and the name doesn't come up, so just the picture and the grade. If you are in the 90s club, your name will come up when you log in, but you're not going to be able to see other people's names because we're strong on online privacy. So we only display their avatar, which are customized by them. So again, we use Zoom webinar. And the difference between the Zoom that you may use in school and our Zoom is that the teacher has to unmute you. She will, and Mrs. Wedderburn and Mrs. Jackson Walters, they will unmute you, so you have the power to turn on your mic and ask a question. Most of you will have that right now. I allowed everybody to do it, but it's not automatic. The teacher can give you the power and remove the power for you to be able to unmute your mic. So that's the difference. But because you guys are in grade 4, Mrs. Jackson Walters and Mrs. Wedderburn, they want to hear from you. They want you to talk and respond to them. So they'll allow you to do that in class. So that's the difference between Zoom webinar and a regular Zoom. We have to allow you to talk, and it allows us to control the class a little better. But if you have a question, you can always raise your hand or use the chat to communicate with the teachers. So Mrs. Jackson Walters and Mrs. Wedderburn will be online, but normally I'm there to assist them, or another teacher is there to assist them with questions that the students have during class, if they're typing their questions, if they're not able to unmute and ask their questions. So those of you who are shy and don't want to ask, you can type it. It's only the teacher that's going to see it. So the other students don't see messages from the students in the class. You can only communicate with your teacher. All right, so if we do use Zoom meetings, which we rarely use, we will just ask you to keep your mic off and your video off unless we ask you to do it, to show your camera or to unmute your mic. And again, the students will only be allowed to communicate with teachers. When we allow them to communicate with each other, the class gets very chaotic because they get very excited about talking to each other, and it's too distracting for everyone else who wants to focus. We only have a short time together, so we're trying to be as focused as possible in delivering the information that they need. All right, so the rules for Zoom: you can use the raise hand button. Ensure that you are polite when you're asking questions and talking to your teachers and other peers, and ask as many questions as you want. If you're shy, ask it in the chat. The teacher will respond to you or ask you to unmute to ask your question, but do not unmute unless you're called on. Don't write on the screen and don't share your screen if you are in Zoom. All right, there's a question. Catalea, you have a question. I'm gonna ask you to go ahead, Catalea.
Miss, I was trying to log in, but it's not working because when I tried typing my username or the password, it's not working.
All right, what's the error that you're getting?
My keyboard's not coming up.
All right, I'm gonna talk to you in the break about that, so just hold on a little bit. Dominic, you have a question? I'm not sure what your question is. As you said that I was showing the answer right beside when you were in the presentation doing the activity. The answers come up automatically. I'm not sure what your question is. So in the worksheets, yes, the answers are there. This is not the worksheet that you're gonna do, but the answers come up. All right, that's a good question. Let me bring it up here. So like in the worksheet, if you press the submit button and you want to see what the answers are, you can go to view results. If you got the question right, the correct answer will be highlighted here. if you got the question wrong, it will show you what you selected, but it will tell you what the correct answer is. So if you get the question wrong, you can always go back and look at what the correct answer was to assess why you got it wrong. This is a test student, Dominic. This is not anyone's platform, so I don't know if you have, I don't know what the challenge is. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead, Dominic, ask your question there. Just press the unmute button and ask.
Never mind.
All right. This is just a test student. It's not actually somebody's platform. There, your name comes up here. This is test student's platform. All right. So the keys to success. And my name is Miss Jackson. Let me write my name here so you can, if you need to ask me a question, you can ask me. All right. So to succeed in MYNTOCK'S guide, the teachers have committed to providing you with the information in class, the worksheets, the lessons. We're going to go above and beyond to make sure those are formatted and packaged for you in a way where it's easy for you to do. You can log in at any time and do them. And the classes are recorded. You can have access to it if you didn't understand something in class. And you can reach out to us on WhatsApp or reach out to us if there's a question you have. Sometimes we're only human. Sometimes we make mistakes. If you see something that doesn't look right, we'll correct it. So just email us or send us a WhatsApp. We're very open and we can adjust accordingly. So we'll commit to being responsive to you, but you have to do something for us too. For all of us to have success, for you to have success in the program, we're committed to ensuring you succeed, but you have to do a few things for us first. For example, so as students, when you come to class, we want you to have a quiet environment. We don't want any TV on or Roblox on, video games. We don't want any of those things happening while you're in class. So be quiet, you have a quiet environment, not in your bed, preferably at somewhere where you can concentrate like a desk. Join class on time. We start promptly at 2 p.m. on a Saturday, 4 p.m. on a Sunday, promptly. We don't usually delay, so be on time. Raise your hand, use your raise hand feature or use the chat to ask questions if you don't feel comfortable and asking them out loud. Have your notebooks and a bottle of water nearby. If you are being distracted by people in your background, you can use use headphones. And then all the work that we put online, we'll normally send a message or an email when the work is there, but you can guarantee that it will be there. So go in during the week and do the lessons and the worksheets that were posted before the next class. Take notes when you review the lessons that we put up. Parents, we're asking you to assist us in monitoring their performance. We can put the work there. We can't force them to do it from over here. So we're gonna ask you to assist us by understanding their style of learning and helping us to understand their style of learning and their style of learning rather, and how we can support them. If your child completes all their work in the portal on a weekly or monthly basis, you can give them a little reward. We'll also have bonus points and tokens and things like that. I don't know if you can see behind me. We're designing a new platform where we'll actually be developing some more rewards. This is what the new platform is going to look like. So we can give them some rewards that are a little bit more not tangible, but a little bit more structured for them to be able to get points and tokens and things like that when they do the work. But you can also assist us if you have the capability to do so in giving them a congratulations or encouraging them to do the work in the portal. And do what you can to ensure their environment is conducive to learning and that they're properly equipped with what they need. And parents, I'm gonna ask you also, you have the login code and the username and the password. Log into the portal, don't take your child's word for it. Log in for yourself and check what they are doing. I know some children, they'll tell you, well, I did it, and you can have the confidence that they did, but don't wait on our reports. We send reports, we send term reports, but don't wait on them. You can log in anytime to see how your child is performing, what they're getting in certain subjects, what their grades are. And that's how we understand what help they need. If they're not doing the work, we're not gonna know. So it's like if we're in the classroom, we're giving them the work for them to do and grading it. So we put it online and we ask them to go in and do it. And if they don't do it, we're not gonna know what help they need. So please encourage your child to do the work on the portal, and we'll definitely be monitoring it. All right. Before I go to housekeeping, I'm gonna ask everyone who has questions to just use the raise hand button now and I'll answer all questions. I don't know your name, but you have a phone number as your name, a number as your name. You can go ahead and ask your question. Your hand is up. All right. No, any questions, guys? You can raise your hand. All right, I actually want to be able to see everyone since it's the first class and we're meeting each other for the first time. I am going to allow you to show your camera. So I'm gonna, if you can, I'd love to be able to see everyone so that the teachers can, or Mrs. Wedderburn can see who she's teaching. So if you can turn on your camera, I have to do it one by one. So sorry, it might take a while. You can turn on your camera. I'd love for Mrs. Wedderburn to be able to see you. Last time we had gone quite a while before we could see who we're talking to. So I want to do it from the beginning this time. I am so sorry about that, everyone. I got kicked out. All right. Are you guys hearing me now?
Yes.
All right. Nice to meet you, everyone. Hi, Celine. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Michaela. Mrs. Wedderburn, are you seeing everyone? Who am I missing?
Not all. I am seeing Sana. Let me get that one correctly. I'm seeing Dominic, Leila, Bridget, Celine, Michaela, Danielle, Catalia, Sebastian. I'm seeing your ceiling. I'm seeing Joanna, Amira, Elia.
Rahim, what happened to you?
Yes, I'm not seeing Rahim and Judith.
I don't know why I'm not able to get Rahim on. Rahim, I'm not sure why it's not working. Here, okay, he's coming on. No. I'm so happy to see all of you. I know this is strange and unusual and new, but we're gonna be best friends by the end of the year. Don't Mrs. Wedderburn.
Oh, yes.
We're all gonna be best friends and you guys will be learning a lot. So I hope you're excited to get to learn and understand more about different parts of the grade 4 program. And if you have any questions at any time, you can always let us know. I'm really happy to see all of you. It's making my heart smile this afternoon. Does anyone have any questions? Eli was able, okay, Elia, sorry, Elia. All right, let me see. Do I need anybody to pronounce their name? Catalia, am I pronouncing it right? Catalia?
Yes, miss.
All right. Leila, Sebastian, Amira, Sana. Is Sana, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Elena, Dominic. All right. Anybody see anybody they know on here or everybody's new? All right, so I'm gonna continue just letting you know if you guys have any questions, tell your parents to email us or WhatsApp us at 280-0002. We're usually very responsive. You might not get us if you call right away. We'll either return your call or return your message. So if there are any questions at all, if you can't get in, you can log on, email us here or WhatsApp us. Parents, when you're sending your payments, just ensure that you put the child's name there so we know it's yours, and then email or WhatsApp us a copy of that information. You can pay online, you can pay in JN Bank or NCB. or you can come to our offices and pay here. We're at Central Avenue. This is the Mantock's Guide team. Mantock's Guide is operated by Intellect Systems, and that's the office that's located on Central Avenue. All right, so I mean, you guys are not asking any questions. I think our presentation was really good and comprehensive, so you might not have questions yet, but again, we're here for you and we can help you to answer any questions that you have. Send it to us. But now I want to understand if everyone is able to log in, because now we're gonna take a break soon, but we're going to have to log in to the platform. So has everyone tried to log in? Yes? No? Yes? Thumbs up. No, Celine? No?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, so I'm gonna take you through it. Are you able to bring up mantocksguide.com? You guys know how to do that? mantocksguide.com, and then go to the login button. No, Dominic, yes? I want to see everyone logging in. All right, if you're not in, send me a message in the chat. Can you type the chat and say if you're not in? If you're not logged in, because you have to be able to log in to be able to do the next part of the class after we come back from break. Or if anyone is, Celine, if you're not in, let me know. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Catalina. You can unmute and ask. You're not in?
Miss, I can't, Miss, I don't know how to log back. Miss, I only know how to log back in if somebody sends me the link.
Okay, so let me type it in the chat and tell me if you can get it from there. Mantock, 1 second. I'm gonna help everyone to log in today. All right, here it is. If you're not able to log in with that link, let me know if you're not in already. Thank you, parents, for helping us out. I typed the link in the chat, so let me know if you're able to click on it and access the portal. When you log in, let me bring it up here. I'm going to log into my grade 4 portal. When you log in, you should see something at the top. All right, let me know if you're seeing anything in your portal when you log in, if you are able to log in. I'm going to show you what it should look like here on the screen. Mrs. Wedderburn, did you get a login? Oh, no.
No, I only have the old one.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to give you this one. Oh, there. I have the same problem. Yikes. 78 YGU2. No, so. Oh, no. I'm not able to log in either. Let's try again. Should I tried before Mr. Mantock left? All right, so if there's anyone who is still unable to log in, please tell me. Okay, you see the worksheet, great. All right, so Mrs. Wedderburn, if there's nothing else that we are doing in orientation, I'm gonna allow them to take their break. And when you guys come back, I'm gonna allow you to do the worksheet. I want you to do the worksheet that's there. That's going to be the first thing. The only thing we're doing today, we're gonna take today and tomorrow kind of easy. So we're just gonna do the worksheet. And then next week, so when we understand what you guys have learned in grade 3, next week when we start, we will begin the teaching of the program. So Catalea is still not able to log in. All right, Catalea, let me check on you right now. Is there anything else you want to say before I let them go to do the worksheet, Mrs. Wedderburn, or let them go on break, rather?
They can go on break. The worksheet is really for us to see where you are at, really. So we don't want to call it a test, but
Yes.
it's actually a diagnostic test. That won't go against
Any of your
the
grades,
90s
right?
club, right? So don't worry about it. We just want to see where you're at, so we can move on from there.
All
But
right. Sorry, go ahead.
no, that's all right. I'm finished.
All right.
So all the best.
Right. So guys, I will be here. Will allow you to take a 10-minute break. So I will want you to go stretch your legs, walk around. Catalea, I will help you. Take a 10-minute break, and then we come back at 3:10. And then when you come back, we'll do the worksheet. All right, guys. So go take a break. You can turn off your camera if you want and come back at 3:10, and we'll do the worksheet at that time. All right. Catalea, I'm going to sort you out in the break. If there's anyone else that still can't log in, please let me know. Dominic, you're able to log in?
Yes, Miss. I'm just saying I did something that I probably shouldn't have done. Started doing the worksheets.
Okay, that's okay. You can, if you start, no. If you started, it's okay. I know you guys are excited. It's quite fine. If you started it, go ahead and you can, when you come back after lunch or after the break, you can just continue it or just press save because it should have a timer on it. I believe I can't access mine right now, but it should have a timer on it. So if the timer is going, that means it's gonna close when the timer is finished. So that's the only thing that you have to think about. Just press save and close it until we come back or exit it. And then when you go back in, the timer will start back. So unless you want to, if you want to take your break, if you want to sit and finish it, you can, but I would rather you take your break, go use the bathroom, drink some water, walk around, stretch your legs and come back. All right. All right, guys. Catalea, I'm trying to see what happened with you now.
She's saying that she needs a username and password.
Right. I'm checking to see. It looked like Catalea signed up this morning, which is why she doesn't have one. I'm gonna have to set yours up later on, Catalea. I'm so sorry because Mr. Mantock has left and he's the one that would have to do it for you. So I'll do it after class, Catalea. I'm so sorry. You'll have it by tomorrow. Sorry about that. 1 second. All right, guys. So see you in 10 minutes.
You can't turn off your video.
That's what she said.
You can turn it off. Yes.